Heru Heru, y'all, this is Heru Hop. That's the Heru drop. I know where you're from. We're still the illest in the Ville. Cash billions, that's a Heru drum. I know where you're from.
What's up, everybody? This is Kevin Mumphrey out of Nashville, and we're talking to two new artists that are currently being played on WIAN Radio, Deli and Foundation. How y'all doing?
What's up, man?
Doing great, thank you.
So let me just ask y'all this. What got y'all falling in love with hip hop?
Really, it was just the essence of the hip hop that we grew up on. It just got us through a lot of hard times. I speak for myself, it got me through a lot of hard times and hardships growing up. So it's always gonna have like an emotional part of me, you know? So as I'm seeing hip hop kind of transition into trap and drill music, I'm kind of seeing the essence of it being tearing away. So for me, I'm trying to fight for it to come back to its roots.
Yeah, what about you, Foundation?
It was mostly like the revolution of expression, because my first cassette tape, most people don't even know what that is for us kids. But yeah, it was Eazy-E and NWA. So that was like the ultimate form of expression at that time, and Tupac. So it was kind of like growing up under that, when my mom playing that type of music and roots and stuff like that, that just enlightened me. It just automatically enlightened me. So ever since then, it was like a revolution in my mind. Heart, it's something I knew I wanted to, you know, pursue. You know.
Now, some of your music kind of has this like 90s New York flair to it. So does New York kind of influence your all's music at all?
Yeah, definitely. Just because it's the Mecca, you know what I'm saying? It's the Mecca of hip hop, and it's kind of was like where it was kind of born and formulated and created and developed. So now it's like, okay, that's, like you said, the essence of that is like getting taken away, and that's where it came from. So why not pay homage to it and kind of bring it back in the sense where people can get healed from it, because that's what it was doing back in the day. People was getting healed from it. They go to the parks, cypher, and feel better for the whole week, you know. And I feel like that's what it does. It rejuvenates you, keeps you young. I mean, when's the last time you seen like a old school hip hop artists look really old and you know what I'm saying? Unless they had some drug issues or whatever, but it keeps you young, you know what I'm saying? So it is like a revolution happening with you every time. So 90s hip hop is kind of like the golden era of when Renaissance was happening. All the creators would get together and create the best music they could possibly can, you know.
Now it seems like lyricism is something that's important to both of you all. Do you feel like there's a place for lyricism in hip hop currently?
Absolutely. We're definitely making that our focus, right? So we're not just releasing music just to release music, because there's how many artists that are doing that, especially in the music city of Nashville. So before we even release it, we make sure it's up to the standards that we want it to be. And so when we write, we've been doing this for 15, 20 years at least of writing. So now, you know what I mean, we've developed our own style, our own craft, and the pen is so important to us.
Now, how did you two meet?
You want to tell him?
He's my personal banker. Yeah, he take care of the money, you know what I'm saying?
Well, what happened was I was working at a bank in 2012, and Foundation came in to open an account. And so within 5 minutes, I don't know how, but we started talking about music and hip hop, and then from there, it took off.
Yeah, just like that.
And I think he closed the account like next week.
So I got what I needed.
Yeah. But you know, the friendship stayed, and we decided to start this group called Heru Heru. I know it sounds like a weird name to somebody that's not accustomed to it, but he called me one day and we were just talking. He was like, yo, I learned this word called Heru. It means God or hero in ancient Egypt. And I said, Heru. It almost sounds like a Persian word that we have is called Haruz. So, which means every day. So everyday hero. And it's like, man, that's so in line with everything that we're trying to represent with our music. Why don't we make that our group name? And since then it stuck. We didn't think anything else.
So I mentioned y'all have a term that y'all use called hip hop.
Yes.
So why don't you all explain that?
Go ahead.
So hip hop is more like healing through hip hop and healing hip hop, because we all know hip hop has been somewhat hijacked, you know what I'm saying, since the 90s. So it's not like it's representing the people no more. It's representing the prisons and the, you know, and the violence in the streets. It's kind of like rappers are now sponsors for prisons now, because as soon as they come out, they go to prison or die. Yeah, it's crazy. But 200 rappers died last year. I don't know if people know that. Ooh. So it's like that's the most ever. They had like it's an epidemic. It was a pandemic. I was in the epidemic. So right now we need that healing, emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, especially after COVID. So I feel like if we heal the people and we healing ourselves at the same time, it's like it's a win-win situation. And I feel like you can heal people through hip hop and music, period, because it's a frequency, it's a vibration, just like I'm talking to you. It's a vibration. And certain words, certain mantras, and certain affirmations give you certain enlightenment. So that's what we do with the lyrics in our music. Put it on top of a frequency, which is a beat, a vibration, the bass, and you got instant healing. You know what I'm saying? Only because you get out what you put in.
So, like right now, currently you are independent, and you know there's a bit of a growth and the emergence of more artists are going independent. Do you feel like that's something the lane that you all are planning on staying in?
I feel like it is, just because that way we can always keep our creative process in-house. You know, that's never going to get hijacked by any other outsiders, you know, and we can keep our quality control in-house. We can keep developing and getting better, and you know, utilizing different producers that we wish to make our sound enhance over time. But generally speaking, I think there's a lot of power in being an independent artist. It's like having your own business, you know. So I think that's important, to have your own established music, your masters, your artistry, all in your own hands.
You control your sound and your words.
Yes.
I like the sound of that. So now Nashville has been growing as a city and as a music scene. Now most people that are outside think of it as country music scene. But obviously you two, there's a hip hop scene, there's a pop scene, a rock scene. So can you kind of explain the music scene currently in Nashville?
Right now it's bubbling. So right now the music scene, you got indie pop that's happening at the same time hip hop is happening. At the same time spoken word is happening. Same time as soul, neo soul music, and jazz. So it's like the Renaissance is back. It's happening right now in Nashville. That's why everybody's moving here. They feel it. They feel the vibration of the city is pulsating. It's becoming music city again. Actually, like music city, not just country music. So I feel like it has been somewhat of a monopoly, but it's also everybody has a role too. Like the OGs could be letting new artists in the gate too. Like they know hip hop is happening here. So right now it's like a revolution happening, a renaissance at the same time. How all these artists are coming from different worlds, because Nashville's a microcosm. So you got different pockets of artists in this corner, you got different types of artists in this pocket of the city, and they all developing together. So they may have jazz, you may have hip hop, it may be a cipher. You may have all those elements combined, and now the city is like even more, you know, vibrant, you know, as you can say. So I feel like hip hop in Nashville is going to be like the next thing in the next 2 or 3 years, where you're going to be start hearing more Nashville artists. Like, I didn't know hip hop was in Nashville. I think he's going to start seeing this, you know, one after another start popping off.
I also think that there's some reasons why Nashville is where it's at. One is, I feel that country music doesn't want to be overshadowed by hip hop. You know, they want to protect that in the city of Nashville. This is like the country music capital too. But there is a very real hip hop presence here that needs to be visible. And I think the time is now that that's going to start happening. But what needs to happen is the Nashville artists and producers need to be more united and lose the crab out of the barrel mentality, just trying to take all the shine for themselves and not mention other artists that are, you know, going hard at their craft, trying to raise the city. I think that's where Atlanta has a great advantage in comparison to other cities, is they stay united, they collaborate, they support each other. Once Nashville starts doing that, I think we'll take off much faster.
Before I let you all got you in that, what legacy do you think you all want to leave as far as your music?
I think the fact that we actually try to heal people, we actually try to contribute to society, we actually try to uplift people. One of our quotes is helping everyone rise up. That's the acronym for Heru. I think as long as we can get that understood or overstood and understood, I think that's all we want to do, you know what I'm saying? Leave that legacy where generations after generations will be able to listen to this music and play it back. And even my kids' will be able to play it back and still get something from it. Still get some jewels or some gems we drop in the lyrics, some knowledge, you know, and maybe do a university class on it, you know. Who knows? They're doing it for Tupac. Why not us, you know?
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm Kevin Mumphrey, and this is WIAN Radio.